So I was sitting in my think chair earlier trying to figure out what game am I going to cover for my next Why I Love. And suddenly, it hit me. Today, I'm going to be telling you why I love Fortnite. You can't do that! He only has 17 subscribers! He has more subscribers than you! Stop the joke! Stop the joke! Where is it? Ah, here it is. Make fun of another YouTuber. There we go. I can finally cross that off my bucket list. Anyways, let's actually get on to the video. Today I'm going to be covering why I love Dishonored 2. Dishonored 2 is a stealth slash, I guess it's more of a multi-choice game. You can go through either being stealthy or just destroying everything. The game sort of recommends that you be stealthy, and it's sort of built to be a stealthy game, but either way, it allows you to determine your path. In this video, I'm going to be covering the three aspects that I love the most about this game. I'm going to be covering the gameplay, of course, the style of the game, and then finally I'm going to cover something that I'm going to have to explain while I'm covering it, but that is this chaos system is what the game calls it. Let's start, of course, with the gameplay. As I was saying before, this game has multiple ways you can attempt to play it. You can brute force your way through, which doesn't work very well. You can use stealth, which is the most recommended, and that's really it. You have a ton of different, things or powers, also weapons you can select from to help you do this, to help you be sneaky, or to help you brute force your way through. For the first half of part 1, I'm going to explain how brute force is ineffective or effective, or really just how to use brute force if you want to at least succeed. So obviously, there's certain weapons that are meant for certain forms of fighting. There's certain weapons that are loud and will obviously either cause distractions or get you noticed, such as things like the grenade and other things like that, which explode, guns, things like that, that make large noises, and so that'll cause you to get caught. Whenever you're in the middle of brute force, it's best to resort to these weapons as a last resort if you're sneaking or if you weren't. They're basically, what they do is they do more damage, and they're of course a little more chaotic, but they'll still help you when you're fighting a large amount of people and everybody's fighting you and you don't really have any way of escaping. Now, honestly, I'm more biased towards causing destruction because it's fun. But I found out that while playing my second run through, which I decided to go sneaky like, it's actually really good as a second resort, obviously, as they planned. And so I found myself often a few times trying to purposely get caught so I could go into a massive killing spree. It's just, honestly, the combat in this game is so much fun because it makes you feel like some sort of, I don't know, super ninja as you run around throwing grenades and shooting people in the face if you're fast enough. And once you really master the combat, like while you're caught, it's so smooth and fun to use, and like trying to not get shot once while you're fighting and stuff like that. It's just so much fun to challenge yourself. Now, although the fighting brute force, the combat is so much fun and challenging, I have to admit, going through my second run of the game, going sneaky and trying to kill less people, was also almost as fun because it's so challenging to try to be sneaky and to try to figure out what things to use to get through certain situations. It goes from being fast to knowing what to do, to being smart, using your wits and stuff like that. And so honestly, I love them both, but I do like the combat more. And pretty much that's because sneaking requires brain power. I honestly prefer to not do that. I prefer to just destroy everything. And with the stealth and the combat taken care of, I'm going to move on to part 2, the style. See, the first Dishonored had a sort of signature style that had been used before, but it's never been used in a sort of game like this. You see, it had this Victorian slash steampunky style that honestly looks really good. Now, obviously, Dishonored 2 carries on that style because it's the same series. But there are a few changes, and they still look amazing. You see, obviously, they improved the graphics because the game came out after Dishonored 1. But they also increased the colors and saturation, which really made the game stand out more in my head. You see, because I played Dishonored 1, and the game was really drab and dry, and so by making the second one more colorful and everything like that, they improved on the slight artistic mistakes that were in the last one. The game is still dark and scary and things like that, but at the same time it feels hopeful and it's easier to go through. It's not as hard to deal with. It's nicer. And that's obviously something you get when you have a more colorful game. Style and aesthetic was honestly a shorter topic to cover, so I'm going to go ahead and move on to the third part of the video, which I decided was the chaos system the game includes. The chaos system in this game basically allows you to reflect on how you play the game. At the end of each level, it'll show you a little screen where it'll tell you how lethal you were, which means how many people you killed, how silent you were, which means how, like, quiet you were, and yeah. And so, the more people you kill, the higher your lethality rate will go. The less people you kill, the lower it'll go, and it goes the same with silence. So, yeah. As you progress through the game, you'll have a level of chaos. And so, basically, at each save, it'll tell you if you have a high, a low, or like a very high chaos level. And so, I think, but I'm not certain, that your chaos level actually affects the ending you get of the game, which is kind of sad because I don't like getting a bad ending because I like to destroy and maim everyone that I fight. But either way, it's how it is, and so, yeah. However, the system, it's unique. It's more unique than games previously. And at the time that this game came out, it was one of the first ever action first person games that really had, like, a system where your choices affected everything. At least the first Dishonored was the first game like that. Of course, like I said in my other videos, I'd love to hear what you guys think about this game. At least I definitely recommend it. Of course, that's why it's on my why I love. That's why it's on why I love video.
There's definitely
And
something going on
anyways,
here.
yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say about the game. It's really good. It has a lot of fun mechanics, and the actual stealth system in the game is really dynamic and very well made product. And so yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. An LEA joke in my 5th video. That's gotta be something, right? It's gotta be some sort of special thing.